Okay, here is the review of your response from last week, and this one involved a lawn care business. So as you can see here, it says Jordan started his own lawn care business. He charges $5.50 to mow lawns, $6.25 to rake and dispose of leaves, and $4.99 to pull weeds. In 1 week, he mowed 4 lawns, raked 8 yards, and pulled weeds for 3 homes. How much did he earn that week? Explain your thinking and work. So every time he mows a lawn, he's going to get $5 and 50 cents. Looks like guesses, but that's okay. Raking leaves, that was down here. He gets $6 and 25 cents each time he does that. And then pulling weeds, $4 and 99 cents. So that's each time he does it. Now the question is, how much does he make when he mows 4 lawns? Almost everybody that I saw figured out that you need to take $5.50 times 4, because 4 represents the number of lawns he mowed, and $5.50 is how much he gets each time he mows the lawn. So if you do this on paper and pencil, or if you use a calculator, you would do 550 times 4 lawns, and you would get $22 for that amount. I recommend that you keep the decimal point and the 2 zeros, especially if you're doing a paper and pencil method. Alright, $4.99 to pull weeds. It says he raked 8 yards. That's not the information I want. Pulled weeds for 3 homes. Okay, so we'll do times 3 for that. And if you chose to use a calculator, we'll pull that up and make sure I clear my calculator, and it was $4.99 times 3 yards worth of pulling, and that makes $14 and 97 cents, I believe it said. Get my calculator back here. Yep, 97 cents. Alright, last step. We took care of the weeds. Done with that. We took care of mowing. We're done with that. The only thing left is raking, and he did it 8 times. Which is great news for him because he makes the most money off of that. Although I suppose that probably takes the most time too, so maybe it's not so great. So $6.25 times 8 yards is $50. That's a nice payday for him. Okay, now we've figured out what he gets for raking the yards. It's always good to reread the question multiple times as you're doing it. So Jordan started his own lawn care business. I knew that. He charged $5.50, check, to mow lawns. $6.25, check, to rake and dispose of leaves, and $4.99, check, to pull weeds. He mowed 4 lawns. I got it. Raked 8 times and pulled weeds 3 times. How much did he earn that week? Explain your thinking and work. Okay, so what I have here is not the final answer. The final step, and I think many of you figured this out, is going to involve addition. So I'm going to do addition. When you go to add, don't forget to line up your decimals. That's important when you add or subtract. Does it matter when you multiply? And the answer to that is not at all. Okay, so add this up. And it doesn't get much easier than this. That's 7. That's 9. 4 and 2 is 6. And 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like $86 and 97 cents is going to be your total. Now, if all you did in your response was write $86.97, you didn't really answer the question completely, because it says how much did he earn that week. Okay, and you did that part. Good for you. But what you failed to do was explain your thinking and work. Now, if you wrote out something like this where you said $5.50 times $4 equals $22, and you showed your work, and then you gave me the answer, you would have explained your thinking and your work that way. So we have a bunch of different answers. Let me look at some. So here's a pretty good one by Braden. Let me grab that and I'll paste it here. And I have to make Braden's writing much bigger so you can actually read it with me. Oops. Resize it. Alright, so here's Braden. Whoops. He got 8,697. First I multiplied $5.50 times 4 and got $2,200. Then I multiplied $6.25 times 8 and got $5,000. Oh, shucks, Braden. Every step was right, but when you did the multiplication, the decimal escaped you. So I'm guessing maybe you did that on paper and pencil. Or if you used a calculator, maybe you forgot to enter the decimal point. But you are predicting that he will get more money than he really will. So let's grab somebody else. Here's Maddie. Hopefully with a little luck, we will get this resized quickly. Good try though, Braden. Alright, Maddie got $86.97 because what I did was do $5.50 times 4 equals $22, and then I did $6.25 times 8 equals $50. Whoops, there's an extra 0 there. And then I did $4.99 times 3 equals $14.97. And then I added them all up and got $86.97. Not too bad. Showed her steps. The only thing I'd recommend for her is maybe put in something like this. Because I did was, well, reread before you finish. So I did $5.50 times 4. If I were to give you like the best score possible, it would include this. Because he mowed 4 lawns. And then you could say that equals $22. And then you'd say, then I did 625 times 8. And again, add the word because. You can't go wrong if you say because. If you're saying because after you show what you're doing, it will help people to understand exactly why you did what you did. And that will give you, it'll let people know that you really know what you're talking about. So then I did 625 times 8 because he, what was that? That was raking. Raked 8 lawns. And he gets paid $6.25 for each lawn. That equals $50. We'll get rid of that extra 0. And then you say, finally, I did $4.99 times 3. And again, add the word because. He pulled weeds at 3 houses. That equals $14.97. You could say I added them all up and got $86.97 as my, let's use our grand total. All right, so Maddie, you definitely know what you're doing. Just add the word because and explain what you're doing a little bit more, and then you are in the you're in the perfect spot to show people exactly what you know and how well you understand what you're doing. All right, so not too bad for you guys. Most people got $86.97 as their answer. Just work on the explanation part and you will be an absolute pro at this. Good job and good luck on the next one.